What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the M.A.D podcast, y'all. I'm so excited to be here. Where we talk about everything that deals with and along the lines of marriage, apologetics, and discipleship. I'm your brother in Christ, your boy, your brother, your friend, Gino Gardner, also known on IG and social, Facebook as the real Gino Gardner. And you guys can like, follow, subscribe as needed. If this is something, this podcast will deal again with the depths of marriage, defending your faith, according to apologetics, and then also discipleship, how you live a wholesome, productive life in Christ. If this seems as though this is something that may interest you, please feel free, ever so gracious, to like and ring the bell, if you will, and subscribe and tell a friend. We want to keep the conversation going and build good community, y'all. So I'm excited to be in the number one more time. This is a beautiful time in a beautiful space and a beautiful gathering in life. I've been really lately just trying to explore how to be a better man and to be a better father, and I think that journey is not always as simple as some may deem it to be. Realistically, it's a very challenging journey because you're dealing with humans. And anytime you deal with humans, it's going to be interesting. We're not animals, people. We're not, bears and cows and lions, and you just eat hay all day or just roam the woods and just, kill and eat things. No, we have actual personalities that we like to interact with. And even lions and cubs, they interact. They coddle, they show appreciation and love. But from the human perspective, we like to talk, to touch, to taste, to smell, to feel love, and to give love. And so as a father, I've been learning that I got a 17-year-old daughter, and she worked and got her own money and still asks for mine, but we're not going to even explore that yet. Has her own money and is very good with it. Y'all watch yourself. She make her own money and good at managing it, but she still asks dad for money. But as a father, I have a God-given right to cover her. And what I'm learning is that even though she has her own money, I still take her out. Even though she has her own cash, I still buy her a lot. Uh, I can't let go. Y'all feel me? Dads, shout out to the dads if y'all watching. Man, I can't let go of her 12-year-old self. Right? I can't. It's hard for me to lose her 9-year-old self. So my daughter, even though I do have her buy her own stuff sometimes, it's a lot of moments me and her mom just go buy it. Even though we know she got the money. I'm looking right at that. Let me look at the account. I look right at the account. She got the money, but I'm like, no, I'm getting that. And she's just ever so grateful. So, y'all, it's hard for me to let go. But I got to. She's going to be going to UAB very soon, man. And I'm excited, but I'm also as hard as a father because you've raised her. I had her since she was straight out the hospital. That baby has been mine, and I've watched her grow, and I've developed a better fathering mechanism because of her. I've learned how to love better because of my wife, and women bring such a beautiful dynamic to manhood. And a lot of men won't probably even acknowledge the fact, but the women bring such a well-roundedness to how men interact with human beings. My wife has opened me up to just more interpersonal relationships, not being so closed off, how to really be vulnerable, the V word, and how to just be intentional and really just be intimate, like with her. And this goes beyond the bedroom. This goes into just day-to-day interaction and conversation. And so I think for the fellas, man, y'all, let's really have an open lion's den type conversation, because I think that some of us really just want to just learn how to really be better men, right? Want to be better men, but I'm a man telling that to you, but you know how I got better? Through a woman. Okay, y'all probably done logged off and then cut the thing, and then get mad and all this other stuff. If men that I talk to and that I'm able to interact with, like, yo, thank you, man. Man, God is good. You did it, and I'm grateful for everything that God has allowed me to accomplish. But my wife, shout out to Corinne Gardner. She probably sick of me throwing her name all around. Shout out to, she has her own YouTube channel as well, man. Go subscribe to Corinne Gardner on YouTube as well, man, if you got time. She talks about everything as it relates to fashion, makeup, beauty. That's her lane. That's her wheelhouse, y'all. Go subscribe. She's almost at 8,000 subscribers, I believe. She's trying to hit 10K ASAP. So y'all go ahead and follow her page as well. But manhood is something that I've really been blessed to develop because of a woman. So women, y'all carry a strong, good God Almighty. It's something about y'all. It's something about a good. I don't. What if we gonna? It's something about a good woman that really makes a man be a man. Like really man up. Like it's one thing to talk to your boy and be like, "Yo, you need to man up," and he'd be like, "Yeah, man, you ready to?" Okay, yeah. But I got that from a woman though. Like real talk. And I'm not trying to shade treat any fathers or any other male. That I'm just talking about my personal journey. My wife has really helped me understand the more intimate side of the human dynamic. I mean, the woman not only is she a prophet of God, but she's also a studying clinical psychology, and so she thinks a little bit different, and she's extremely therapeutic, man. She's excelling in her classes at Liberty, man, that where she's studying, and she's doing a group session every day, and then people are just amazed at how she approaches dynamics. And I'd be like, yo, they'd be like, where did that come from? And it's like there's an innate ability. What I'm getting to is this: there's an innate ability in a woman, as well as a man, but in a woman that is able to pull certain dynamics out of equations and say, let's talk about that. You know, man, we could just run off at the mouth and just be talking junk, just be yeah, man, da 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 da, and then the woman like she's taking all that in. She's like, hold on, wait a minute, you said this. Hold on, you said this. Hold on, let's talk about that. Hold on, what did you mean by that? And that is so compelling to me, y'all, that we can have deeper moments of our manhood, better moments of our manhood because of conversations with solid women that are based with the love, the nurturing, able to hear, able to see, able to feel, and not to condemn. Some brothers don't want to talk because they feel like, yo, I'm going to get condemned if I say too much. Honestly, I got condemned because I didn't say enough, you know. So the more you say, fellas, I'm going to help you. Can I help you real quick? Is it all right if I help the fellas? I'm going to help the fellas real. The more you say, the better. To a woman. Now, to your boys, the more you say could hurt. Why you say, man, no, keep that to your, nah. But to the women, fellas, to your queen, to the one that covers you, man, the more you say, the better. And you don't say, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful kind of way. I want to be clear about what I'm saying. But the more you open yourself, the more you have the opportunity to interact with the future of the human race, right? Male and woman, man and woman. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So if you don't feel like that's a place in your heart and your space, hey, so be it. But I'm telling you how I won and grew, won in my marriage and still winning is because I started talking about stuff that I was uncomfortable with. Until you're able to face the bear, right? Until you're able to face that beast of your past, uncomfortable environments, people, because certain environments and people can be triggering. They can remind you of something that you didn't like in your past until you're able to face and say, listen, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be me regardless of the environment or the person that stands before me. We still haven't graduated to the next phase of ourself. That next chapter we can never get to. So my objective is now to be open enough, to be transparent enough, to not only to receive, but then to give what I've received. I don't know about y'all, man. Don't keep it all to yourself, right? I think we stunt our growth when we keep it to ourselves. You're full of yourself when you keep it to yourself. Oh, man, you got to release it. You got to pour it out. At least that's what Cat Williams said. That's what I did. That's what I did. I got to get it out. So this podcast, y'all, if y'all haven't found out yet, this helps me get it out. It helps me pour out so I can be filled back up. I want my cup to stay full. In order for my cup to stay full, I got to pour some of it out. And I want it to overflow. So yes, it's going to reach a point of overflow. So it will be full, a lot overflowing. But I want to always be able to pour out to mankind, to humanity, to men and women. That just helps us just see life and just see journeys and stories a little bit different. So men, I implore you to be an open book to your lady. Now, what you gonna say is this? I heard you. Don't. I heard you. I heard you. What you gonna say is that she ain't ready for it. I, I can. I don't agree. Now, this is why I don't agree. She may not like what she hear. Let's be real. I ain't gonna even lie to you. She probably really ain't gonna like what she hear. But guess what? There's a song I grew up in church called "Trouble Don't Last Always." I'm so glad. Song said, "I'm so glad that trouble don't last always." What am I saying? That don't like what she hear ain't gonna last always. What's gonna happen is she don't like what she hear at first pour. But what she's gonna do is she's gonna go back into her room. She's gonna go back into her thoughts. She's gonna go back into her prayer closet, and she's gonna begin to pray for what she heard. And what she's gonna do is she's gonna open up to your manhood. She's gonna say, you know what, I didn't like that. But because I know my God is there for the imperfect, I'm willing to hear that. I'm willing to work with him. I'm willing to walk with him and journey with him. And so by you being an open book, it just lets her know that you really trust her. And trust is built on open books. How do you know how good a book is if you never what? Open it, baby. Everybody talking about how good this book is, but you can't agree. You can't say I agree with you until you've what? Opened the book and read it yourself. That's why I agree with the Bible and how it's a great book. It's a great, powerful agent to humanity because I've read it. I've opened the pages and I've read it. And then, y'all, I begin to see and live out what was written. That's what relationship is all about. Opening each other's book, reading each other's chapters, reading each other's story, and saying, I don't like that, but that's your beauty. That's the uniqueness of what made you. And it was painful. It could have hurt. It could have been bad. I'm not saying it like that, y'all. So please put the tomatoes back in the basket. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying that the person that you are today, it made you the beautiful man or the beautiful woman you are today because your story became a open dialogue for people to get help. So we don't just tell our stories. We don't cast our pearls to the swine so people can trample over it and say, you piece of dirt, you sorry. Joker, that happened 15 years ago. You still holding me against that? I'm telling my story now because I want to help somebody. And I think that when people mature to that point, they can really feel free to tell their stories. And I think that's what women do. The right one. Now, watch yourself. Watch your mouth now. The right woman will little man just tell his story. It's almost like this in the most simplest form, Samson and Delilah, where she, even though she was on some, some other stuff, but she allowed Samson to lay his head down. You feel me? Lay his head down on her lap. And Samson, baby, I don't know what all he told her. Baby, Samson lit it out. He said everything, baby. He sold it all. But that's the beauty. If you let's put it into context, the beauty of relationship is to be able to a man to really just be able to lay his head down and say, "Yo."
I think I got a little something.
Go ahead, brother.
Kind of coming in on what you just said, the right woman. I think a lot of men struggle with being able to tell a woman everything because he might fear that he might look weak, and that's one of the biggest things. Giving a woman something to follow. As a man, you want to lead, so sometimes telling everything, absolutely everything, can be kind of scary. You know what I mean? Because you don't want her to feel like you weak in any point. So I'm just saying that, you saying the right woman. That's very important.
Yeah, thank you for highlighting the right woman. We put that in quotes, y'all. The right woman. Let's go back to mama and daddy when we were raised. How was that experience, And we got to look at how each man was raised. I don't have the percentages here with me, y'all, but a lot of our black men were, a lot of the guys I grew up with, they were in two-parent homes, but there were several that weren't. They were just in single mom homes. And when you're in a single mom home, you get raised a little different as a male. It's a little different scenario for you. And some men learn to really trust women and love women because of that. But some have took the opposite route, and they begin to antagonize and hate women and not value what they're pouring because of that experience. But I believe that a good man can teach you how to love a good woman. And a good man learns how to love a good woman from another woman. Because so the cycle is this: a man gave it to you, but a woman was the seed, right? So you'll hear it from the man. Like, man, that dude, crazy, man, he got all the wisdom. But where'd he get it from? He got it from another man. Where'd that man get it from? He got it from another man. But where'd he get it from? He got it from a woman. And I firmly believe that the chain link that we see of these profound men was a base of a strong, beautiful, powerful, anointed, skillful, savvy woman. I really do. I really do. And I believe that once that one man, almost like Adam and Eve, got to the point where he was vulnerable enough to be open, right? To share his story, and then he produced more kids, more. He made more men and more women feel comfortable with the open space of communication. And I really do believe that, and I love that the right woman, because real talk, every woman ain't, just like every man. Come on, ain't ain't the right one. But the challenge is, how do you know when it's the right one? You know, how do you know when he or she is the right one? I'm gonna tell you straight up. Uh, it was something on the inside of me that I knew. I don't. It's probably because of my God journey. This is brothers. I'm gonna help you real quick. Y'all gonna think I'm deep, but I'm gonna help you. When I committed myself fully to God, I told God when I was 20, I said, God, I don't want another woman, because I was playing, baby. I was running them streets. You hear me? All through high school. Okay, shut up. I was playing, right? And when I turned 20 and I joined the army and I was in Korea, coming from Korea, I had a hard breakup from a girl I went through, dated all through high school, thought I was gonna marry her. Got to Fort Hood, Texas. I told God when I got to Fort Hood, I said, Lord, I don't want another relationship. Now watch, I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you what I honestly said to God. I said, God, I don't want another relationship. The next woman you send me my wife. Now, what in the world is a 20-year-old male? I had been through enough to know I needed a wife. I ain't need no. And where do you get that from? It wasn't my daddy. My daddy didn't show me that. He didn't sit me down and say, son, cherish your marriage. Value your wife. My father never had those conversations with me. I didn't learn honor my wife until I got into the scriptures. Where did I get that from? And so my mother was instrumental. And when I told God that the next woman got to be my wife, who did he send? He sent a lot of stuff, but this one woman, I felt the purity of God. I felt the difference. I said, yo, this ain't like them girls in Chicago. Oh no, she different. She different. And I got a chill over me. I said, wait a minute now. And then the test was, I said, we're gonna go to church. I said, come to church with me. That was our date. Our first date was at church. I mean, shout out to everybody that did that like that. I was like so into God at that point, and I still am. But I was so into God. I said, let's go to church. And from that point, man, we just connected. And I knew then, I said, God, the prayer that I prayed, this is the manifestation of what I prayed. And God honored my discipline. He honored my commitment to the fact that I wasn't going to be with another woman until he sent me my wife. And I knew when she came into my life, this was the woman I prayed for. So men, I challenge you to stop just living life wildly and haphazardly, but pray for the direct thing that you want to achieve. Let God know. Express to God what's in your heart about a woman, where your heart's desire is, where your hangups are, where you struggle with. These are my insufficiency. This is the area I need work in. This is what I'm trying to do. But God, I need a woman that you will send that has my best interest and my heart at mind. And that's what it is, man. So I don't fight with it no more. You feel me? I start fighting with people like, how do you know? I don't. I just pray. I just pray, man, and say, God, send me with this prayer. I said, I want her to be fine. You feel me? I want her to be fine, Jesus. Just let her, he sent that. I want her to be, I want her to laugh at all my jokes. Like, that was important to me, like, that my jokes made her laugh. Like, y'all may think that's stupid. But my jokes made, like, I used to say stuff, she used to laugh at it all the time. Because I love Eddie Murphy. Like, I'm a diehard Eddie Murphy fan. Like, I used to emulate Eddie. Like, I was going to be a comedian. I'm not going to be a comedian. Never was. But I love Eddie Murphy. And she used to laugh at all my Eddie Murphy stuff. I said, yo, this is the woman. This is that one I pray for. What am I saying? You need to have a purpose. There need to be a plan, a purpose, and specific design of what you're looking for. Don't just haphazardly live life like, oh, drop my man in my face. And if I meet him at the library, this the one. No, 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 no. Lord, I want her to be God fearing. Let her be beautiful. Let her understand me and my past. I got kids I'm bringing into the marriage, the relationship per se. Let her understand and be compassionate about that dynamic, Lord. Let her be open to growth and da 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 da. You have to be very specific and pray that thing out, baby. Watch it come to pass. Don't play with it, pray with it. So y'all, we excited to just interact with this conversation, man. And if y'all feel the need to ask questions about this, man, drop them in the comments because we definitely want to just take it further. Man, I'm here for y'all. I want to pull on you. I want to make sure that we're seeing things the right way because social media, man, and entertainment has really made man. Well, let me say this. Well, men don't look like they used to. And honestly, I grew up in the '90s, so the men that I grew up with was some straight up dudes. Like, that's good and bad. But the just talking about masculinity, it was real masculine. I grew up with a lot of, yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna kind of
go ahead with it, man. Go
come
ahead
in and
with it.
say. What do you have to say to the people that believe these days that the roles have kind of reversed? Like women are more masculine and the men are taking a kind of like a back seat to women now. As in relationship dynamics. Women usually kind of leads these days. That's how people feel now. Like the men are a bit weaker than they used to be, and the women are stronger than they used to be. So, what do you have to say to that?
Why is that? I ask that question. Why are men weaker per se? Like, if we're going to use that word in quotes, why are men weaker and why are women stronger? Why is that? You know, think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. But think about the generations of men that have come before us and women that have come before us. Before there was a church, there was a family. Look at Genesis. We don't find about the church to the book of Acts. We don't find about the church to the New Testament. Before there was a church, there was Adam, Eve, and their babies. Family has always been God's priority. Family was always first. Some of the roles in the family have changed. The days have changed, the seasons have changed, but I think that we're losing a lot of what we've developed in the beginning because things are getting younger and younger and don't have time to really, really mature into its full capacity. You got grandmamas that are in their 30s now. It's very consistent. A 30-year-old grandmama, I couldn't, a 40-year-old grandmama, I couldn't imagine. My grandmama was always 80. I do. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't like my grandma was never coming up. My grandma was never young. Baby, she was always walking slow and eating greens. You understand? I didn't never had no. Now your grandma now they baby they with you in the club. You feel me? Um, so things are younger now. With youthfulness comes to some degree lack of maturity. And if you lack maturity, man, you're able to make propose to make decisions that don't benefit the house, man. And I think that with gender roles and roles in the household, I think that it comes down to maturity. I think that if a man doesn't pay the bills, but he works hard, he doesn't have enough money to pay all the bills, but he works hard and he's committed to his family and disciple. his family, I think that that's okay if the two can agree. But when it comes down to masculinity and womanhood and manhood and those roles and those gender roles and who's accepting what, that all comes down to conviction. That comes down to godly conviction. And so there's the fight. There's the fight, man. But that's an awesome topic that needs to be explored deeply. And I think that everybody's household is different. They manage it different. Somebody will get mad at you if you say that the woman can't the woman should work. Some people get mad at you, say women should work. And then there's others that say that she shouldn't. They'll get mad at you if she's not working. Then vice versa. If the man's at home taking care of the kids and she's out at work. There's an argument for each one. What works for your household? Is she still smiling? Then what we arguing for? Is he still happy? Then what we arguing for? Never let another outsider manage what goes on the inside. Inside of your houses, you only know what those walls look like. You only know what them bills look like too. Baby, you ain't paying my bills, you ain't finna tell my story. So that's one of those biggest things, man. And but it's a journey, man. Um, it's a fight, man, for right thinking about it the right way. But we all need somebody to help us stay grounded to think the right way. Yeah, you can't be a fly by night trying to help me think the right way, y'all. But we're here today. Um, I'm grateful. I'm honored. I'm excited um, about the travail, the growth that we're going to experience here, fellas. Let's keep on building and building the right way under his intentions, right? Um, so if you haven't already done so, y'all, like, share, and subscribe, man, hit us on that. Hit us on that come up. Hit us in the right place. Like, share, and subscribe. If this is content that you feel as though benefits you and will help you in the long term, I would love to connect with you further. And also, you'll see us on social at The Real Gino Gardner on IG and on Facebook as well. And then the Madman Podcast on YouTube. But we're excited about what we're going to do in this whole journey of manhood and life. And let's do it, y'all. Let's build the right way. Let's construct it the right way. Let's journey about it the right way. And let's have a good, healthy conversation, y'all. Until we meet again, it's your boy, it's your brother, it's your friend. Let's talk. Gino Gardner.